With Notre Dame, we got to touch on this because this is breaking news. The last day, Brian Kelly, he's left us. What I
He's
mean,
gone.
what
No,
are,
he's gone.
I mean, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, I was like, I think it's a pretty. They were going to build a statue of him probably outside the stadium. Now everyone hates.
100%. 100%. By the way, everyone hated him a couple of years ago too. I mean, winning as coach at Notre Dame, I've seen the purple bear is his head being called for multiple times. I just think that it's nearly impossible to win a national championship and have kids graduate at a 95% clip. Right. It's so if he gets the opportunity after cementing himself as the winningest coach in the most storied program in college football, that's probably, and the new recruiting class is great. I love what Tommy Reese is doing. I love the defensive coordinator. All that kind of stuff is lining up. But still, when you can go and recruit people that simply sign their names with an X because they can't do much more, it makes it easier to win football games. So maybe he's like, I just won a couple of rings, and then $95 million doesn't, without the perks,
But
doesn't hurt either.
walking out now, even
Yeah.
potentially the playoffs, we could see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it shows you that he very, very strongly believes that we would not win in a playoff. Honestly. And there are a lot of people who don't like the timing even without the playoff thing. Listen, I came from the business world. I was on Wall Street for 25 years before I started with this Barstool pushing smut. And it's not, when you're being asked to, when you're being bid away, from Citigroup, it's done in a very, nocturnal, secretive, dirty way. So I don't blame him for that. And obviously the timing isn't perfect, but it very rarely is. So I don't think that Brian Kelly really cared what the timing was for Notre Dame. He cared more for what the timing was for Brian Kelly. And the people who know that he did the same thing for Cincinnati are probably just people who are big Notre Dame fans. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's from the legacy standpoint, nobody's going to care. And if he goes down there and gets washed out, right, he'll have the biggest buyout in the history. He'll jump Charlie Weiss as the biggest buyout in college football coaching history.